Hey guys, welcome to my shed for another solo drilling session. Happy Sunday to you guys. Hope everybody's feeling really good, ready to do some training. Today we got it's quite a long session. It's going to be all about work capacity. So there's going to be a lot of like various different tempo changes, and the workout itself is kind of broken down into two halves. Okay, there's a warm up with included at the start, but the first half is quite based around the guard, okay, about working different movements that we have in our guard positions, okay. The second half is then we're transitioning that up into like our top control and a little bit of passing stuff as well. So it's almost like we've transitioned from our guard game into our top game, and we're going to use those different energy systems as we go through. So that's kind of cool. Like I said, it's going to be about 30 minutes long, or it's exactly 30 minutes long. It's a minute per exercise. Warm-up is included in it. So once I start my timer, we're just going, okay? And I want you guys to try to keep up a good steady pace, try and be pushing it slightly out of breath the entire time. And then towards the second half, I really want you to, certainly for our last exercise, I want you to hammer it as hard as you possibly can and go from there. For some of the drills, we're going to utilize the dummy. We can also use a belt as well, and I'll show you the variations as we're going through, just depending if you don't have a dummy, or maybe you find it a little bit easier with a belt. Sometimes things can work out slightly easier on different implements, so that's part of solo drilling, using different tools to kind of improve and get better. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So we are going to have, well, it's going to be a minute countdown timer. That is definitely not what we want. We want a 10-second countdown timer. I'm going to drop this over in the corner over here to start with, and we're going to get going. I will refer to my thing occasionally because my brain's a bit useless. So first one, egg beaters, just lifting our hips up, head up. Okay, we can keep our hands off the ground. So really here we're focused on like warming up and loosening up a little bit. Okay, but we're also starting to engage our core as well. Okay, if you don't have your elbows on the ground, it forces your core to work a little bit harder. The other thing I want you to really be doing as well is always keeping those toes back in. You can switch directions if you want to, perfectly fine. Try and get good circular movements and also get those hips moving side to side. Okay, really, really important. Okay, again, switch whenever you like, it's all good. We've got about 20 seconds left. Probably in this one, you're going to see me stop talking at some point. Other thing for this movement, try and keep your knees sucked back into your chest as well. So it's not out here, it's back and tight. We've got 5 seconds to go. If you see that go yellow or hear a bing, that means that we're about to head on to the next movement, which is S stretches. Okay, so S switch, again, loosening off our hips to start with. We use this movement a lot when we're playing guard. You know, for coming up onto the bottom. It's also quite a good replica for our triangle as well. So remember, we've got a couple of variations that we can do. Okay, here, just leaning my chest forwards, legs coming out and switching. If you're going to lean forwards, make sure it's not your head going first, but chest going first, and then go to the side. Just keeping it nice and loose. Okay, and switching it through. Try and get those 90-degree angles in the front hips and knees. Okay, if you want to add a little bit of a hip hop, you can always do that. So lean, bring your hip forwards, you come to the side, lean, hip forwards. Just stretch it out. We've got 10 seconds to go. We're going to go back down and start working. Another movement. Okay, so we're going to go into triangles. So elevating, locking the hip down. Okay, lifting my hip up and pulling it and snatching it in. Okay, so if you really start pulling this in once you get the movement, it's more realistic for catching a triangle. Okay, so I've got like a little bit of a hip hop, catch that triangle. Again, good strong feet, pulling them in back into my toes back towards my shins. I'm just elevating. Okay, if you want an extra challenge for the next drill, don't put your feet on the ground, go straight into it. Of course, you could do this on a dummy, but it's unnecessary. This allows us to work a little bit faster. The same with our next drill as well. Remember, we're trying to get that movement, elevating the hips, snatching it in. Lock it in. 5 seconds. Nice. Next one, sitting up. We can do this with crossed ankles. We're going to sit up like we're doing a cross choke. Okay? You can do this with open legs as well if you want to. Entirely up to you. Now your abs are going to start to work. They're going to be talking to you right now. Mine are. So we're reaching, pulling in. Okay. And I'm bringing this all towards me when I finish. Again, could do it with a dummy. Really not necessary. Good. Next one's going to be a new exercise. I'm sure a few of you might struggle with it, but it's really important movement for like developing mobile hips called canoeing. Nice, 5 seconds. Okay, and moving on to canoeing. So canoeing, just gonna walk my hips. So it looks really, really stupid. You'll see me very slowly travel across the screen, which is fine. It's not about speed, but it's about using my hips to walk forward. So I'm gonna go like from one side to the other. Okay, spin around and go back the other way. Again, try not to put the feet down. Even if you've only got a small space, like I'm only really using about 2.5 meters, so 7 foot, something like that. But when you spin, don't put those feet down and go back the other way. So I'm going butt cheek to butt cheek. And again, we're having to use our hip flexors to stabilize and our core, our legs, everything to start moving across to get it working. Okay, I'll do it towards the camera, so it's butt cheek, butt cheek. Yeah, it looks really stupid, but it works, the core. Okay, so now we're gonna do a back roll, come up, sit through. So our first kind of guard retention movement. Okay, it's like someone's stacked my legs over my head. I'm opening out my arm, sliding through. They stack my legs, and I slide through into position. Okay, stack my legs, arms catching, and I sit through. Okay, this is what we're using. This is a mobility thing. Okay, stack my legs, sitting tight through. So I want you to try to go as tight as you can. So everything's tight. This is all tight. I'm posting, turning underneath. I do it this way so you guys can see. Back roll, it has to be tight. So I'm gonna run out of room. I'm here, I'm tripoded. I slide and sit through. Back roll, up, slide and sit through. Nice. Okay, next one. Round the world drill. We've done this many, many times. So legs are going to stay connected to the floor. And we're going around in this circle. We're like 2 or 3 one direction, and then the other direction. This is such a good drill for like guard retention and your mobility in guard. I learned this from Barlow. It's really, really good. And you're trying to stay facing in the same line and have your feet stay as close to the ground as we can, which is tricky. And again, it works our core, as you'll find. First half of this, very, very core intensive. 10 seconds. Again, try not to let it drop. Nice. Okay, next one, a butterfly sweep movement. So we're gonna be here and elevate up. So I'm trying to drop forwards, elevate. Okay. So it's like I'm bringing my hip up, coming up onto my shoulder and elevating through. Okay. So always, you can see I'm not just going to the side, I'm trying to go forwards and bring my leg up. Forwards, leg up. Okay, you can stuff it through, but always we've got these toes and we're elevating our hip. That's the secret to getting a really strong butterfly sweep. It's not really about the hook, it's about this free leg and my ability to get my hip up. Okay. Ooh. Nice. Ooh, I fell over. There we go. Oh yeah. Next one, we're going to go into inversions. Again, really important guard drill. So just rolling over the shoulders. Side to side. If that's too hard, just do a half inversion. So come up to this point. Okay, and then do the same thing on the other side. Again, when you see when I'm doing it, I'm going forwards towards the leg. Okay, or if you already have that down, start rolling from one side to the other. Okay, trying to keep those feet on the floor. Again, we can use like different leg variations. This is a stiff leg variation. Here, we can do a 90-90 variation. Okay, we can even do it from like a low squat, then coming up, we're up to a knee, which is more of a Granby, but you choose whatever you like. Okay, next one we're going on to, so we need our dummies for the next one. We're going to use the spider guard movement. So we're going to be here, and I'm just extending my leg out, okay, from one side to the other. What I want you to be doing here, really focus on bringing these elbows underneath your legs and extending it out, okay? So my leg doesn't have to go straight, okay, but it wants to stay super tight. We can do it with a belt as well. I might do all of these with a belt so you guys can see them a little bit easier. But I'm starting here, I'm rounding this in behind my legs, and I'm then using it to go side to side, okay? But my arms and my legs stay, I've got this space is closed. Okay, so I'm using this movement, going to the other side. So you want to be working that grip as tight as you can. Okay, that's part of it, getting this closing space. Okay. So, back on my dummy, second one, same thing. I'm going to be here, and then I'm going to pull this in. I'm going to drop into the lasso, unwind, come here, lasso, unwind, extend it out. Pull it in, lasso, extend it out, lasso, and I'm stepping on that bicep to create the space. You notice when I'm here, I kick that leg out, hook the one over. Without the dummy, so using the belt again, exactly the same thing. I'm here, I pull, I kick this leg out, hook over the top. Unwind, come underneath. Extend the leg out, hook over the top, wind, come underneath. Okay. Again, I'm just making like a shallow hook, really trying to use those legs to work in position, but my head, my hips are up the whole time. Nice. Next one, without a drill, full body, stationary drag. So I start here, I pull across. Okay. So it's like I'm doing a collar drag. I'm creating space, turning it through. Out to the side, drag through. Okay, so if I'm facing here, drag it into the side. So I'm here, I post and step, drag and turn, and switch. So I'm switching into this kind of S position. Same the other side. Post. You see me be on my knuckles or my hand. I step and pull. Step and pull. Step and pull. Step and pull. So I can be playing guard and then boom, hit the collar drag, turn and come up to the single leg. Okay, so here, boom, and then it'll be up. Okay, collar drag, and then I'm coming up. Collar drag and up. Should be quite an explosive movement. Next one, our sweeping movement. From here, we're just gonna roll over that front leg. So we can do it from here, just a tight forward sweeping movement, or you can lay all the way back each time. But when you come up, here, try not to give too much space between the sides so we're not going extending fully. Everything's crunch back. If you learn this, it's gonna be so much harder to pass once you understand how to protect that space. So we got the two, we're either here and doing it, here, so the short, fast movement, or coming up off the ground. You see again, it's all about being tight, not over, extending those legs. Whoa. Now, next one. Technical stand-up. First one is some seated. So we're going to elevate our heart rate a little bit again when he's starting pushing the pace. So from race car position, post, leg comes back behind us. Okay. Again, we're trying to go faster now. So working it up, bring a little bit more speed. So this is like we're hugging a leg. You know, we're coming up off that S position. We're already seated. And we've got another level as well. Leg should come behind the hand for strong stability. Other hand's out in front for distance control. Always using distance control. Nice, 10 seconds. Nice, now we do the same thing, but laying. So this is coming from a supine position, all the way down like I'm doing an X guard sweep. I extend out, stand up. Now again, because I'm flat on the ground, requires more energy. Looking as I'm coming up, only ever really extending one leg. And explode into everyone so you get that speed off the ground. Nice. 5 seconds. Nice, now we're going to use getting into our passings. First one, step ups. Remember, good posture, head stays pretty much the same height. We're going to look at some of the movements that we've previously done as well. I like to reinforce it. Try not to rest the weight here. Okay, so elbows off the legs. Should be again, spiking that heart rate, going quick. Nice, keep it going. A bit more speed if you can. We've only got 15 seconds. Legs are probably burning a little bit. That's okay. Just means you're getting stronger. Okay, next one's our long steps. So from here, long stepping back out. Grip on the collar and the belt. Yeah, up to our knee slide. We've been working these a lot. Okay, standing on the other side. Long step. You can go to long step all the way to the north-south, but make sure you're staying low. Maybe do like 3 or 4 on one side. And then if you want to transition to the other side, hands to the hips and switch. 4. I can just use that knee slide switch position to go from one side to the other. Just needs to be sure of the movement when you're going to do it. Next one. Do a north-south switch, so head comes in, this position. Head drops. So it's like I'm in I finished my long step. Okay, I'm coming up, walking my legs, sitting back, and come all the way to side control. Switch the legs to side control. So I'm transitioning around the head end. Okay, so back towards the legs. Head drops and walks. Oh, reverse scaffold, back around. Reverse scaffold, drop, back around. To side control and switch. Or just go from side control, from reverse scaffold to reverse scaffold. Keeping those elbows in, the whole time. Right. Ooh. Jump overs. So that's again, faster movement than the last one. This is where we're starting to get that little bit of contrast. So remember, head and legs on the same side, jump the legs, switch the head. I like keeping those hands the whole time on the hips, because it's where they want to be ideally, rather than posting out over here. You'll start learning to put the weight through the shoulder. Using the body to capture your balance. Which are the exercise. Right. Oh, I did it wrong. Let's go back again. Okay, windshield wipers over the top. So here, knee comes, switch the legs. Walk a little bit towards the shoulders. Knee drops, feet together and switch. Walk back. So this should be a faster movement. It's kind of a bit like a long step, but I'm ending up more in a bear crawl position. So shin covers, feet together and switch. Okay, this way around, shin covers, feet together and my head switches. So it's here, shin, head and step. 10 seconds. Just looking what's next. Okay. Okay, back steps. So I just back step around, switch the knee on belly. Back step around, knee on. So I'm in like a knee slide position here. I back step here, switch back out. Back step. Okay, important. Someone's coming up for a half guard. Back step to clear. Leg comes to the ground. Or it could be I'm trying to hook up a leg. Go to like a, what's it called? Completely forgotten. It'll come to me. Inside Sangaku. That one. Okay. So I'm posting, pulling the leg free. Back to knee on belly. Leg free. Got to get the post on that side. Nice. Good, next one. Simples, hip switch to mount. Okay. So I'm in side control. Step over the top. Switch my head and arm to side control. Over to mount, arms out. Switch, come back. Here. Step, step, back out. Hip switch, over, and switch. So it's all about like being loose with the hands, stepping, switch, back out. Okay, open out the hip, switch, open out the hip. You can just go back and forth, trying to catch the head, or when you get here, come back to side control and repeat. We look at the legs, leg over the top, nice switch. Whoop. Leg over the top, under the head and switch. Leg over the top, switch. Top spins, straight away. Yeah, and faster, more dynamic movement. So push it. I got a serious sweat on right now. I've done these a ton, so you should be pretty good at them. 20 seconds. Tell it's getting harder, stop talking. Nice. Next movement. Knee on belly switch. Again, quite dynamic. You should be going fast. It's all about the legs, all about the feet. Here, feet together, switch. Feet together and switch. Hands off every time. Hands can be on the shoulders or the ground. Nice, keep working. Try and keep going. We've got 20 seconds. Try to go a little bit faster. Nice, keep working. 5 seconds. Good. Okay, knee on belly switch over the top. Okay, so I'm taking this big step, knees dropping, over the top. Big step, knee switch, come over the top. So, I go this way so you guys can see. Taking this big step here, like I'm coming around the head, my knee drops, pivot out. Okay. Like I said, this part's all about like top control, being fluid, reacting. So if someone turns into you, it's a great time to do this, particularly after you've done some switches. Hands are doing very little. They're just blocking, checking the hip, always ready for an underhook. Keep it going. I've got some minor dummy surgery to go. Okay, we're gonna move on to knee on belly arm bars. So we're here, similar movement. Spinning around, up to knee on belly, pull, big step around, knee on belly. So we're getting up to our finishing game now. Pull the arm, big step to my arm bar position. Here's the arm, he pushes on my knee. I take the arm bar. Try and go fast. You've been doing these a lot. Hips low the whole time. Pull, big step and spin. Pull, big step and spin. Pull. 5 seconds. And we're on our next one. Oh, top spin arm bar. So similar movement, but this one's with side control. So it's a little bit lower down. Here. It's a little bit tighter. You need to stay a little bit lower, which makes it a little bit more challenging. So I'm in side control. Frame off the head, spin low. Frame off the head, spin low. Frame off, God, sweat in my eye. And spin low. Heart attack. Arm bars next. So scoot the arm, switch the hip, pull back, scissor off, scoot the arm bar. Nice. 20 seconds, keep going. 15 seconds. 5 seconds. We're on to our last one. Bit of adjustment. Bit of a tuck. We're gonna go chest sits. Okay, sir. Squeezing this in the whole time. Good, open up. Over the top. Pull to the other side. This is the one that always kills my dummy. But it's okay. Next drill doesn't need a dummy. Squeeze the seatbelt. Tight as you can. Keep squeezing it in. Try and rip your dummy's head off. 10 seconds. Okay, last one. Touch your dummy to the side. Sprawls. Can't give up. Hips low. Every time. They're shooting in. You're sprawling low. Back to your wrestler stance. Seconds. How am I done? Oh. Okay. So, we did that properly. Should have sucked balls. I'm not gonna lie. As you can see, I'm hot and I'm sweaty. Alright, but we worked a lot of movements, okay? A lot of important top control movements. If you're new to these workouts, I definitely recommend doing this again, at least, so you get some familiarity. I'm not sure that's the real word or not. Familiarity with the workout or with the drills, and you'll be flying. Because we use these movements, you know, we use them all the time in jiu-jitsu in various different ways. So it's important that we get comfortable with them. We practice. Solo drilling's great for developing that mobility in things, and can translate directly to our rolling and our sparring and our technique in general. Just think about, like, your hips are more open because you've, I don't know, practiced the S stretch 100,000 times from solo drilling. Way easier when you come to utilize it or be in that position from in sparring or in drilling or in, like, with a partner. Same with all of these different things. Arm bars, the transitions, everything. All right, guys, so hopefully you enjoyed that session. Remember, if you want more of this, I'm doing these weekly. Get Super Solo Drilling. Go through all of the drills in way more depth. You get access to another at least 41. I'm putting version 3 of the book together right now, which will probably take it up to like 50 or so drills. Really, absolutely awesome package for these times when we can't, you know, work with a training partner. Also, make sure you subscribe to our channels. I never do this, I always forget because I'm always too knackered, but I'm doing it today. Subscribe to our channels, hit that like or smash that like button, subscribe button, whatever it is, I don't know. Check it out, and if you want, like, you know, more consistent jiu-jitsu kind of oriented advice, make sure you subscribe to my my newsletter. You can check it out if you just Google performance drilling or tombarlowonline.com/performance drilling. You can access as a free ebook which goes over my process for drilling and training, learning new drills, you know, obviously when we have training partners and stuff like that. Plus, I send you a whole host of other just awesome material. You know, in the past week I've shared probably, I don't even know, like 40-50 minutes worth of footage. You know, just tons and tons of stuff out there. So make sure you check it out. And I hope you guys enjoyed this session. Give me a comment. You know, as I say, subscribe, like, share. But let's keep training. Let's get through this together. Let's get out of the other side. and hopefully I'll get to train with you guys soon. Seminar, come visit my school, whatever. All right, have an awesome weekend. Os.